Hey YouTube, this is Gozer87 and welcome to my woodshed. So anyway, like I said, welcome to my woodshed. This is where I get my crafty on, I guess you could say. Right now it is a filthy mess, and these two things over here on the workbench are to blame. Well, including myself. So what I had done is a while ago I had picked up an angle grinder. Right here from Harbor Freight. No great shakes. 4.5 inch angle grinder, El Cheapo. I think it was like 15 bucks. Because I had seen some videos on YouTube of people doing cool stuff with it. It seemed like it was a really handy tool that you could do lots of things with. I had gotten it mainly because I had picked up for Dusty Sword over here to go on with some stuff that I was doing in the Society of Creative Anachronism. I had gotten I wanted to do an early period Greek kit, and so I picked this up dirt cheap. This is like 40 bucks from Newegg. It was on sale. However, it's a beast. Look at the spine on this thing. It's a monster. It probably weighs 3.5 pounds easy. So some folks on the forum for ancient reenacting had said that they would take poorly designed blades like this and hit them with an angle grinder with a flap wheel and take them down to a more historical thickness. So that was the idea. Then I happened to, my wife picked up an atlatl for me, which I posted a picture of that on Facebook. But she picked up an atlatl from Longbow Jim at the Puyallup Fair, the spring fair this year. And so that kind of got me thinking about ancestral skills, Aboriginal North American skills, and actually Aboriginal European skills. And I had some wood laying around. This first piece here is a piece of juniper from when we first moved here. I helped my mother-in-law take out a big juniper bush that she had, and one of the things that was left was this crook here. And I mean, it's still really twisty. Juniper does that. But I was like, dude, this would make an awesome Indian war club, kind of the Iroquois style ball club. But I didn't really have the skill to carve it. So I had seen on YouTube somebody taking a flap wheel and doing wood carving and things like that with it. So I was like, that's a cool idea. So that's what I did. This one was fairly simple. More or less just took the knots off and the bark. It still needs some finishing work done on it. But the cool thing is, up here, these two pieces where the branches come out are a really hard knot, and juniper being a really dense wood, this would be an awesome self-defense weapon, as is. I can imagine that you would break bones and really lay a number on somebody. Hitting the stump out back you shocks the heck out of your hand when you do it. You can tell that this is not a very flexible wood. It hits harder than hickory or oak. Certainly heavier than my SCA or tan sticks. So then that got me thinking, Last of the Mohicans, can blame this for looking and seeing the Gunstock Warclub that I think it's Chingachgook uses in there, the big blue one, which is actually oversized, and this one is too. And that got me thinking I'd love to make one of those. So I was like, how the heck do I do that? Well, it just so happened that my mother-in-law was getting rid, who we live with, by the way, was getting rid of a piece of, I guess it was a 2x6? Anyway, this big sucker. Hard to see. Let's switch around. Come into the light. There you go. This thing. So, and it was a 2x12. Not 2x12. 2x8. Yeah, 2x8. I think it's fir. It was an old piece. It'd been sitting out for a long time. She'd used it for shelves in various places. And so I was like, wow, and I hadn't really thought what I was going to do with it. I was like, hey, this is cool. And it's probably, I don't know if I said it, I think it's probably fir, which realistically means that this isn't a very effective war club. Fir is way too light of a wood. But I thought it was pretty neat. I drew it out on here, hit it with the jigsaw, to get the general shape out, and then once that was done, I just went at it with the flap wheel. However, if you can see from the amount of sawdust in here, let me turn the light on. There is an F-ton of sawdust covering everything. And I worked on this last weekend and then this weekend, and I swear I probably blew out a bushel of sawdust snot in the shower each time. So I definitely, if I'm going to continue working on these sort of projects, well, I think so, this is very, very satisfying for me. I am not a super crafty guy. My father's carpentry skills did not come down through to my bloodline. But it was really fun, and I think I made something pretty decent. Take a closer look at it. You can see the shape. So you have two spurs up at the top that are roughly pointed, so you could jab with them. The cool thing is, I don't know if you can tell this, given the light and all that. There we go, that's slightly better. You can see that this actually tapers down to an edge, especially right here in that spot. That's a point of impact. So if you roll it, you can see right there all the force from a forward blow this way. Go in, shook. Let's go across the screen like so, like that. Would be concentrated on that one bump right in there, but also the face on this inside curve here also is sharp-ish, and then there's a spur on the back end, so if you whiffed, and then you can come around with the back edge strike. So this being fir and a wood of doubtful provenance, I really wouldn't want to hit anything. You can see that there's a split starting on right, and I'm going to focus, but anyway, right there is a split at the beginning, and then probably also down here by this knot, and then there's another split. So this is going to be purely decorative. This was actually just an exercise in killing some time to see if it was something that I could do. I'm thinking though, with this other piece of fur that's left, I think it's thick enough. I don't know, I'm gonna have to take a look. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Just take a look at it and see. But might have the potential to make a shield boss out of it. When you're thinking shield boss should be metal, what the heck? But actually, really early, either Celtic or Germanic, especially I think maybe Germanic. There's a Scandinavian Germanic find, the Hjortspring boat, and shields are pretty small, rectangular, but the bosses are wood. The shields look to be leather faced themselves, so that might be something to do. And it might have to double layer and glue it, which of course not definitely not historical, but we'll get to that. It would have probably been made out of like an oak burl or something, which I don't know if I can find stuff like that around here. But anyways, I think that's the next shot. So I said Juniper Warclub and for Gunstock Warclub, made with the angle grinder, and you'll notice conspicuously right there, safety gear. I had wear hearing protection and eye protection the whole time. One thing, you can see all the sawdust, and like I talked about, how all that crap ended up in my nose. I was coughing the next day. I definitely need to come up with, if I'm going to continue to do this, I definitely, jeez, my helmet is all dusty. Jeez, my night is going to be extremely upset with me for letting my crap turn this way. Anyways, to keep all that crap out of my lungs, I need to come up with a ventilation system for this. Anyway, thanks for watching.